And just take a moment to roll the shoulders up, back and down. Let's just get those moving gently. Come on then, Poppy. Can you come sit here? Come and do your helping. So just a few rolls of those shoulders, and then squeeze everything in and up. Big inhale, and as you exhale, drop the shoulders, relax. So again, maybe even squeezing the face and drop everything as you exhale. One more time. Let it all go. And just close the eyes and allow yourself just a few moments to land in this room, in your environment, just taking it down a little notch in your mind and in your body, just allowing everything to relax a little bit. And just if your mind is wandering, just bringing it into your breath, allowing yourself to fill up the belly on the inhale and out through the mouth on the exhale. I know we've had a few kind of colds and flus and things, so maybe actually today, we often talk about breathing through nose, but let's practice a different breath, and it's called source breathing, and it is actually through the mouth. So we still want to draw that breath into the belly, but we're going to kind of suck the air in through the mouth. So just gentle through the lips, slightly open, and actually drawing the breath to the back of the throat. So oh gosh, it will, maybe if you can hear, will be a bit of a, so it's quite a kind of drying and pulling in of the breath to the back of the throat, but the same on the exhale, so it's a bit like ujjayi breath, but stronger, and the mouth is open. So we're drawing that breath through the throat. It will feel drying, and the first few times you might want to like swallow a little bit to keep that going, but it will just equalize itself. So just trying to draw that breath into the belly and then let it go through the mouth. So keep going with that source breathing, trying to draw the breath right to the back of the throat on the inhale and the exhale. Sound a bit like heavy breathing basically. You might notice longer exhales happen. Just taking one or two more rounds of that. If you do need a drink when you finish, do grab a little sip. It's quite drying, but it's definitely, it's a nice one to do because the longer you do it, the more you kind of drop into that really relaxed state, and it will lengthen nicely. It's supposed to mimic our first breaths when we come into this world. So interesting one. We'll delve into that another day when we've got more time to look at that. But just starting to round through the spine and tuck your chin into the chest. So as you inhale, lifting and looking up. So you might keep that breath going, or working now with the nose, trying to inhale through nose, exhale through mouth. And just move between the two movements. Starting to get some gentle movement through the spine. And then when you come back to the center, we'll just slide the ribs across the top of the hips, have a little wriggle, trying to make some space between the ribs and the hips, just gaining a little bit of movement. And then we'll circle the rib cage around the hips so we get that lovely circling pattern. And the head might just follow, rolling in opposite directions. reverse your circles. And then come back to center. So just with the head, just bring the ear to one shoulder, and you might with the opposite hand just sort of gently reach the hand down. That can increase a bit nervy though, so if that doesn't feel good, just relax the arm. Just take an inhale and an exhale there. And as you inhale back through to center, and as you exhale over to the side, and again you may or may not just reach that opposite hand down just to increase into the neck. Take a breath in and out here. And then as you come back to center, just lift the chin up and then look down. So we're going to keep this one moving. So just chin to chest and then looking up. So we just get that little gentle movement. Looking up, looking down. Moving between the two smoothly. And then we'll come back to center and we'll look over one shoulder. So just turning through the neck and round to the other side. So just noticing, maybe do that 2 or 3 times, and just notice where you sort of get to, how far around you can see with the eyes each side, if there's any stiffness or tightness stopping you. And then let's reset that vagus nerve. So we can do this lying down if you need to, but we should all be okay seated. We've done this before. So interlacing the hands and just placing them behind the base of the skull so the elbows are wide. So we're going to look to the right first, just with the eye gaze. So keep the head where it is, head centered, and just take the eyes over to the right. So we're just taking those eyes over, and eventually we'll be there for maybe up to a minute, and we'll yawn, sigh, or swallow. One of those 3 things will happen while we're looking over there. Sorry. Not make you yawn. And once you have yawn, sigh, or swallow, it might take a little bit longer, so don't worry if nothing's happened for you yet. Once you have had one of those 3 reactions, just bring the eye gaze back to center. So keeping that head nice and central, take the eyes just to the left, so we should be able to just about see our elbow. We're sort of aiming to bring the eyes right over, and again, it might be different this side, you might get a different reaction, but a sigh, swallow, or a yawn will happen at some point. Once any of those 3 reactions have happened, you can bring the eyes back to center and release the arms. If you're still going, just let it go until that happens. Sometimes it doesn't happen within the minute, and that's okay, but you're all, you're all there. Nice. And then just retest, look over the shoulder again, both ways, and just see if there's been a bit of an improvement. I can actually literally see right behind me, which is amazing, so it's nice. So there should be a bit of a shift through that neck. So that's a really lovely basic vagus nerve reset to do. You can do it every day, 2 or 3 times a day. Okay. So coming over onto all fours and just spread those fingers when you get there. So just landing the hands and just taking some gentle circles around the wrists and hands. And take the circles back in the opposite direction. And then take the fingertips out to the outside edges and just take a little rock side to side. And then bring the fingertips all the way round, and you might just tuck the toes under and hold here, or you might take a little rock with those forearms completely opened and stretched. And then as you release each hand, just giving it a little shake out and coming back to all fours. So tucking the toes under, just start to lift the hips and just take a moment in down dog. You might just pedal gently, we're not going to stay for too long. And then just have a little walk of the feet towards the hands. Find a little dangling, so drop the head down, grab opposite elbow, a little swing and sway. And
just let everything stay still just for a moment in that dangling pose. Just allow gravity to do a little bit of work, opening you up, down the back line, and then just slowly, you might roll up really super slow, or you might lift to that flat back by just gently pressing hands into shins, knees softly bent. And you can walk the hands up, coming up to stand. So we're going to clear all that